Heartbreaking episode of MamaJun features death of Anna Cardwell. The reality star passed away from adrenal cancer in an emotional episode, surrounded by her loved ones. It's been 6 months since her mother, June Shannon, announced the death of her eldest daughter, Anna Chickadee Cardwell, who passed away at the age of 29. As new seasons of MamaJun, Road to Redemption continue, viewers were given an unvarnished look into Cardwell's final days in the show's latest episode. The episode, titled One Last Family Christmas, follows Cardwell's family as they struggle to come to terms with her rapidly deteriorating health. June Shannon and her younger daughter, Alana, first rose to fame on the reality show Toddlers Tiaras. Before the family starred in their own show, Here Comes Honey Boo Boo, from 2012 to 2014. Cardwell was diagnosed with a rare and aggressive form of adrenal cancer, and after undergoing multiple treatments, she decided to stop radiation therapy and enter hospice care. Seeing Anna like this makes it real, her sister, Lauren Pumpkin Efford, says at the beginning of the episode. When she breaks the news to her sister, Alana Honey Boo Boo Thompson, Efford explains that Cardwell is currently staying at Shannon's house and can't leave her alone and hasn't slept in 3 days. Thompson, who was in the middle of college entrance exam season, says she wants to do everything she can to get home and see her sister before she dies. "She's my sister, so if I need to come home, I'll come home," she says. Meanwhile, Efford is busy preparing a Christmas spectacle to lift Cardwell's spirits. She is heartened to hear that Thompson is allowed to visit, but then everything changes. As Cardwell's health continues to deteriorate overnight, the family calls a hospice nurse who tells them they believe Cardwell is in a transitional period. In a confessional interview, "No matter how much I knew this was coming, it still sucks. What? I feel like it takes me a minute to process," she says. Shannon talks about her fragile mental state. Efford takes her children to visit Cardwell and witnesses firsthand how much their condition has changed. She and Shannon began calling family members to tell them to come over and say goodbye if they could. Shannon, who has a difficult relationship with her mother, encourages Cardwell to visit. "I let this happen because my mother and Anna were close," Shannon said in a confessional interview. The gesture touched Efford's heart. He responded in his own interview, "At the end of the day, Mom did the right thing by Anna, because that's one of the things Anna wants. At least for her, is for everyone to get along. When the nurses say they're working minute by minute, hour by hour, Efford tries to think of a way to change the flight so Thompson can get home sooner. Anna's change is happening so fast. My only wish now is that Alana can get to Anna in time to say goodbye, tell her what she wants to say. Tell her she loves her, because I can. It's hard to imagine how much of a strain it would have been on Alana if she hadn't been able to say goodbye." The next morning Thompson arrives and tells Shannon that Cardwell has asked about her. "I don't think we have much time left," Efford says. "I suggest you say your goodbyes today," she tells her daughters. When Thompson visits Cardwell, she finds out that her sister hasn't eaten or drunk much in the last 4 days. She talks to Cardwell and tells him she just finished her first semester of college. A quiet voice, Cardwell says something like, "I'm so proud of you, Alana." In a confessional interview, Thompson gets emotional as she talks about the impact it had on her. "When I told her I finished my first semester of college, I knew she was proud of me," she says. "It was so crazy that I wanted Anna to see her graduate, and now that's not even going to happen." A few hours later, Shannon spoke to producers outside the house, explaining that Cardwell probably only had 1 more day to live. Cardwell took her last breath surrounded by her loved ones. "Those last days of her life were just so hard," she says. The next day, Shannon announced her daughter's death on social media, saying, "Anna is no longer suffering and I feel like she's won the battle." The episode ends with Efford reflecting on life without Cardwell. "You know, you have to push yourself to move forward," she says. "I have to live with that now. I don't see her anymore." Thompson said of her sister's death, "We all sat there talking as she took her last breath. I wish I could have been there to see me graduate, but it's okay, she's watching over me."